Demo, not for broadcast. Property of WABC New York.
If you're thinking about changing schools, why wait? At Manhattan University, love those guys. You don't have to start over. With transfer-friendly pathways, your credits count, and you keep moving forward. From day one, you're part of Jasper Nation, preparing for the real world. And with New York City just a train away, opportunity is everywhere. Ready to move forward without missing a step? Visit manhattan.edu/transfer and enroll today. Manhattan University. Don't start over, move forward.
It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. When she's lonely and the longing gets too much, she says the cable coming in from above.
All right. Good morning. Hello, family. It is 7 minutes past the hour here. My name is TJ McCormack. It is Another Side of Midnight, and it's Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning, the 1st of February. That means dry January is over. I don't know if anybody out there did dry January. I don't know if you did it, but what are you going to do now? Did you do it? Did you do it because you had to? Did you do it just because? Just because? I know what dry is all about, so just stop with your dry January. And no, I'm not going to go into a whole thing about sobriety because somebody sent me a note last week. Well, I mean, this isn't the reason why, but like somebody last week sent me a note, and it's like a regular listener, I believe. It's not somebody I'm like terribly familiar with. It's not one of the regular callers, as far as I know. I don't know. As far as I know, it's not one of the regular Twitter gang over there on X. But it was somebody said, really like your show, but every time you talk about your sobriety, I tune out, and it's just really boring and self-serving and blah, 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 whatever. So, you know, okay, fine, whatever. But this dry January thing, I think about it from time to time, and I go, yeah, okay, it's good if you want to, like, you know, I don't know why you would do dry January, because you put on a little bit of weight. The holidays, you drink, you think, oh, drink too much, do a little bit of a detox or something like that. I don't know. I mean, those reasons, I guess, make sense. But, you know, I mean, are you on a roll? Are you on a wedge? Are you on whole wheat? Are you on a roll? You know, is it a good thing, dry January? Do you feel better? And the fact that you, like, you know, just establish the parameters, the perimeter, the scope, the range of you not drinking. Is that it? So now it's the first. You're going to imbibe at church later. You're gonna take the body of Christ under both species. So I don't know. Dry January. I mean, I've had I've had 20 dry Januaries now. Stop, TJ. Don't be self-serving. I'm not being self-serving. I was quite self-serving with the booze. Don't mind if I do. I didn't mind if I did. I never minded if I did. I didn't mind if you minded if I did. I just did. So, yeah. So I don't know if you're one of those people that did dry January. 1-800-848-9222. Curious if you did it and why. Why would you do? I mean, clearly, yes. Clean up, clean out. Again, a little bit too much imbibing during the holidays. Fresh, clean start for the new year. But now, what does that mean? A dirty, stale start for February? Get into the heavy part of the winter? You know, you're going to rapidly accumulate whatever you lost during dry January. It's all going to come back roaring. You're going to get every single flipping calorie that you think you lost. You're going to have them back by Thursday. So if that's the reason, all right. But are you just going to get right back into it? So if it wasn't for the aesthetics, okay, all right, or just to see if I can. All right, actually, that does bring me to the other. Did you do dry January because you thought you need to? Because, yeah, you were drinking too much and you said, all right, gonna just clean out the pipes, as if alcohol leaves a residue and, you got to scrape your insides. It ain't like that. If you think you're drinking too much, then you're drinking too much. So what I'm wondering is, do you think job done? 1-800-848-9222. Wondering if you did it, if you did dry January. Now, again, if you did do it because you thought that you needed to and that, maybe you needed to tap the brakes on the booze for reasons about, your a life well lived that wasn't being so lived well. Is there a reset button? There isn't. Do you reach a certain point of dry and then you can and now you've sort of, you've banked healthy time and like time off, like PTO? Is that what it is? Like you bank paid time off, so now you can start taking those days off. So you banked the no booze, and now you can lay it on. I'm not a teetotaler. I'm a drunk. Understand that. I'm not in any way preaching. Totally not preaching. I am the biggest fan of drinking. I get it. I'm a huge fan of drinking. I'm a supporter of it. I encourage people to do it. I love when people get a little lit. It's fun to watch. I love seeing people come out of their shell. It's nice to see someone express themselves and whatever, be a little forthright. That's fun. I like seeing old people drunk. I love drunk old people. Drunk old people are fun because old people in general are kind of, wobbly on their feet. You had the booze. Get the cell phone ready because somebody might be walking into a wall. That's always it's always fun and it's worth capturing. I think I've seen my mom lit up once and a half. Maybe. I've seen my mother-in-law lit kind of the same, maybe like once and a half. I don't remember if I've ever seen my dad. My dad, I think, one time pretended. One time, I think I figured out that my dad was pretending to be a little woozy. Loads of alcoholism on my dad's side of the family. So he's pretty much done a good job of avoiding the pitfalls. My dad is like a guy who will have, classic red wine with dinner, maybe the occasional scotch. Occasional, I don't remember in the last 15 years. Prior to that, 3 times a year, maybe. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of, I got good at it. I'm a massive fan of mind altering anything. If you want to, it's, go for it. It relax, chill, go to sleep. All of the whether it's edibles or what. And again, I understand. I don't love the idea of, again, time and place. Time and place. Now, TJ's sitting here saying, big fan. I've also said on this show that, like a lot of people, it is disgusting to walk around Manhattan and most places these days because just weed everywhere. And it's nasty. Like I've said many times, the last time I had like a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday gig, I'd be walking from Grand Central and I'd bump into weed like every block between Grand Central and the office at like 7:25 in the morning. That's just not okay. That's bad. So I say all this to say time and place matter. I'm a huge fan of people enjoying stuff, mind-altering, whatever, in the evening when they're not driving or working or, getting on a train at 2 p.m. It's incredible to smell that weed walking past you on somebody's coat. Boy, does that stuff stay on you. Woof. Stays in you, too, as far as I understand. Anyway, the dry January thing, back to the initial thought here. If you did it, I'm wondering why you did dry January. What was the impetus? I'm going to talk about words, by the way, in a little bit. I'm going to talk about words. I'm going to have words about words. But we're going to ask you about the dry January thing, if you did it. And if you did it, are you going to keep it going and why not? And again, the big question is, if you decided to take January off from drinking because you thought you needed to, if you made it through all of January not drinking, and that's an accomplishment, if that's an accomplishment, well then, it sounds like, if you think it's an accomplishment, well, then it sounds like you might have needed that break, and maybe you should consider not picking it up again. Because if you're feeling good, you're feeling well, and you're on a roll, why undo that? You've gone a month of having good times, enjoying meals. Again, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just trying to get into your psyche. I'm wondering. Again, pick it right up. Dust off that bottle. Start all over again. Go for it. I don't care, Felix. I don't care. So, if you think that you needed to do it and it was an accomplishment, then maybe you're right and you needed to take that break. So are you going to pick it up again? Why are you going to pick it up again? And here's another sort of thing, just nuanced question here. If you did the dry January for just the S's and giggles of it, and you're feeling good, are you going to just continue it for the hell of it? 1-800-848-9222. And by the way, I know this is not a barn-burning subject. We're going to take a break. While we're on the break, think about it. Contemplate it. Wondering about the dry January. And again, this is not Epstein. This is not, hitting Iran or whatever. This isn't Minneapolis and, clashes with ICE. I know that. I know. You can call up about whatever you want to talk about. Whatever's burning a hole in your pocket. That's fine. Just curious about the dry January. Plenty else to talk about. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, and we shall be right back.
It's Another Side of Midnight. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
Here's a little mind over matter as the country freezes. Yes, think hot thoughts.
Party people all around me feeling hot, hot, hot.
What's a hot thought? What's a hot thought?
Like this, eating sweet, I can't resist. We need
Yes, a party sound. Here's the good part.
So we gotta boom, 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 boom.
There you go. This brings me back. This brings me back, William. This brings me back. I met my wife on cruise ships, and this was one of the songs. Big production shows. The beautiful thing about cruise ships, I think it's still the situation. I imagine it is. It's like the last bastion, along with, for the most part, Vegas, for variety. You know what I mean? It's still Tony Orlando and Dawn. It's still that kind of thing cooking on cruise ships. And they have these production shows with this kind of thing. And my wife was in like a teeny tiny little like string bikini thing with like a grass skirt. And yeah, cut that music. Let me tell you in detail exactly what my wife looked like when I met her. I met my wife when she was wearing a curly wig with a crazy like little coconut kind of little bikini outfit with grass skirt, and oh my God, and I could see almost everything. Almost everything. I am definitely out over my skis on this one. I am so out over my skis, and I tell you, I'm constantly aware of it, and you know, and her birthday is coming up. It's a tough time of year, by the way, this time of year, because it's. You guys, Tony and Bill, paid a little musical thing for my wife and I for our anniversary a couple of weeks ago. January into early February is real busy and real, like, we got anniversary. You got the holidays, right? Come out of the holidays, and like 11 days later is our anniversary. January 11th, my wife and I. Who gets married January 11th? We got married in Vegas. It was a business marriage. We got married so that we could start the immigration process. So we could start the legal immigration process because it's no fun being an illegal alien. Oh, Bill's like going nuts. Bill's like, oh, my, what? You want that one? Okay. So he started the process by going to Vegas, getting married so that we could be all good and legal like so that she could start working and earn a living and, shaking her ass for, American dollars. Yeah, we didn't want to be. This is, I don't know if is this Genesis or Phil Collins? Phil or Genesis? Is Genesis? Genesis. This is really fun stuff. A bottle of tequila and a new pack of cigarettes. That was actually my wife and I coming off cruise ships with our duty free. A bottle of tequila and a new pack of cigarettes. Marlboro Menthols. Oh. Yep. Well, anybody, nothing what to do. Here we go. Next time you see ice on the streets, you know. So, actually, you know what? Sorry. You know what? On the way home yesterday morning, on the way home Saturday morning, after yesterday's show, I started to get a little loopy. I was really, it's always a tough one for me. The Friday night into Saturday morning is always difficult because it's a regular day. I start the day normal, really early, gym, really early, running around and girls, my wife, get the girls to school, like all that stuff. It's a normal day. I don't nap well. God, this is the most narcissistic show. What in sweet feathery Jesus makes me think that you guys give a rat's? Anyway, so I'm usually quite fatigued, and if I can get a nap, I don't nap well, but if I can get a nap on a Friday afternoon, then So I was real punchy by the time I crawled out of here Saturday morning. Now, granted, the 2 degrees that Manhattan was and I think is right now definitely is bracing, is definitely a slap in the face and a kick in the, it wakes you up. But I'm driving home, and every once in a while, I find myself, contemplating different things, including impersonations. Now, the kiss of death is to say that you can impersonate someone. Okay, now I do. Over the years, it's how I got through high school. It's how I got through out of a lot of situations, or got me through situations. I was able to impersonate people. Regular people. I've never been fantastic at celebrities. There are a few that I can do. One time, and I'll never forget it. I did Woody Allen one time without trying, and it was amazing. Once. I've never been able to replicate it. I've come close. There was one time, it was like me and like 6 people in the green room of a comedy club, and I did the most banging Woody Allen I've ever done, and one of the best I've ever heard. Really, honestly, truly, it was amazing. And I have not been able to get it back. And I'd love to talk to Dana Carvey. I worked with Dana Carvey a bunch of times in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I always meant to talk to him about, he has a great theory on impersonations and how it's like there's like a hook. There's a way to hook in to get somebody. There's like a thing about every impersonation that you once you get it, it just sort of, you grab onto this one particular thing and it drives and informs the rest of the impersonation. And by the way, Rich Little is still alive. I sound like Virgil Sollozzo. He's still alive. Rich Little is still alive. Is that not incredible? That guy has been around since, the mid-60s? Rich Little is like 115 years old. He's still working. He works like the South Coast or the Gold Coast or whatever coast casino in Vegas. He still does he does I think an afternoon show and maybe like a Friday and a Saturday, like 5 p.m. show, something like that. So I'm driving home, a little punchy yesterday, and I was thinking about and it caught me that one time I had recently done Tom Homan. I had recently done Homan, the border czar. I did him for I think I did it for Andrea. I did it for my wife, and it was really good. And I've tried to get it back, and I haven't been able. See, there it is. I don't have it. I've been trying to get it back, but on the drive home, it occurred to me that there is you have the bodacious Tom Homan. You have the guy that stands there and basically says, I've been doing this for 50 years. And they can stand there and they can throw snowballs at me and they can whistle and they can blow and and we're coming back and I'm coming to the town and we're gonna do it and we're gonna get rid of them and we're gonna do our job. We will not be stopped. We will not be stopped. And he has that bulldog thing. And that wasn't a very good version of it. I'll totally cop to that. It's a work in progress, gang. But there is another Tom Homan that pops up every now and then. And that Tom Homan is the Tom Homan that is very, very serious. And he's always serious. It's not like there's a wacky Tom Homan. I'm sorry. There's not a fun-loving lampshade on the head Tom Homan that I've ever seen. But there's a Tom Homan who's resigned to the seriousness and how do you put this? It's kind of like, he's resigned. There's a resignation. I've got to do this. And it breaks my heart that we're in this situation. That's the message. And that Tom Homan showed up in Minneapolis this week. Right? So they got rid of that Bovino guy who was a little stormtrooper-ish. If you're going to try to get away from the Nazi label, maybe find a guy with a less severe supremacist-ish haircut. Maybe get a guy who doesn't love to wear a greatcoat that gives the left an opportunity to say that he looks like a German officer. Just I am on the front lines of battling the Nazi propaganda and the fascist rhetoric and the Gestapo this and the Nazi that and it is. I got into a big battle on social media last evening with somebody I went to elementary school with, for crying out loud. A girl that I went to now a middle-aged woman like me. Now in middle age like me, this woman I went to elementary school with. Got into this back and forth. I mean, just one of those unrelenting ping pong of comments on Facebook. Just like I'm a commoner, like I don't have a radio program to come and do it on, right? I've got to, So I am forever battling that narrative. Drives me nuts. It's embarrassing. People who throw around that Nazi rhetoric and 1930s Germany and all that stuff. It is offensive. It's wrong. It's an affront, as I told my old friend. It's an affront to Jewish people, both in the modern world and the memories of those who perished in the Holocaust and all their surviving family. It's an affront. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. It's cruel. It's minimizing the true genocide that the Nazis inflicted. At the same time, that Bovino guy had a really severe look about him. I mean, he had a real Hollywood central casting. We're booking for a guy to play a local neo skinhead kind of, okay. And then there were these photographs of him, again, wearing, and he would come out with that cross belt thing. Again, I know, state troopers wear them. I know, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I know. They wear the cross thing. I know, Boy Scouts wear the cross belt, whatever. This guy had a knack for turning that look into a 1930s-ish throwback thing. He just had a thing about him. Good move putting him out to pasture. There you go. How's that for intellectual honesty? How's that for going off the reservation just a little bit? Lefties, take notice. You can do it too. So earlier in the week, Tom Homan shows up in Minneapolis. And he's there. And he holds it was a 7 a.m. local press conference. He's standing there. He's like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see what we have to do. I don't want to see one more. I don't want to see one more family split up. I don't want to see one more. But we're going to do our job. It's early. I haven't even had a cup of coffee yet. But we're doing this now. We're having our press conference now. We're all over. We're on Fox News. We're everywhere. But I'll be damned if I'm not going to do my job. I'm here. President Trump sent me here. And I'm going to do my job that President Trump wants me to do. The American people want to do it too. American people want to do it. Families got to keep families safe. Cannot interfere with my guys. My guys are going to go out and do their job. You can show up all you want, don't you? But we're going to do it. We're going to get the bad guys out of here. Murderers, rapists. We're going to do it. That's a good Tom Homan early in the morning. This is just, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see this happen to this great country of ours. But I'll be damned if it's not going to. I don't want to see one more little child. I don't want to see a little child. What, okay, there you go. Well, you think, does anybody here think for 1 minute that I want to separate a family and put a 5-year-old? A 5-year-old? Come on now, a 5-year-old? Am I going to take a 5-year-old, rip it out of the arms of a mother or a father? No. But at the same time, there's a 5-year-old with her. I'm going to take him away. I'm going to do the right thing. My guy's going to do the right thing. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to follow the law. President Trump sent me here to follow the law. We're going to follow the law. We're going to enforce the law. How's that? That's a damn good Tom Homan right the hell there. Because it's no fun being an illegal alien. 1-800-848-9222. So we're talking about a little bit of dry January. Wondering if you did that. Wondering why you did that. And wondering, too, if you're going to stop the dry January. And by the way, speaking of January, because now it's February 1. Oh, and this is what I was going to say. Just mentioned it's February 1. Talking about my wifey. So it's a busy time of year because we've got January 11th. Was our anniversary. February 2, right? Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, my oldest. Her birthday is February 2nd. February 3rd is Andy's birthday. February 3rd is my wife. So I got back-to-back birthdays. And a couple of years ago, now my wife is, and my dad's birthday is also February 2nd. My dad and my daughter, February 2nd. Andy, my wife, February 3rd, day after. So after Christmas, gifts and stuff. After anniversary, gifts. I told you about the awkward dinner. I told you all about the awkward anniversary dinner that we had. My wife unloading, telling me everything that's wrong with our marriage. Telling me everything that's wrong with our marriage. Telling me everything that she's sad about over the last 28 years. In tears as they come over with a tiramisu and a Roman candle in it. Bunch of Albanian kids singing happy anniversary to you. And my wife is sitting there trying to contain the flowing lava of mascara down her face. And knowing that I'm the cause of it. I'm the reason she's blubbering during our anniversary dinner. And the Albanian kids, God bless them, they got a job to do. They put down that damn Roman candle. They put down that tiramisu. They sang that song. They sang happy anniversary to you. They sang that verse, and damn it, they did it. Put down the thing, put down the 2 spoons, and sayonara. Or whatever is Albanian for good luck, pal, we're happy we're not you. Those Albanians run a great Italian restaurant. I tell you what, those Albanians, they know how to do Italian. So, my wife is the most thoughtful human being. What'd she do today? On a frozen, frigid Saturday, did she, hang out in front of the fire and whatever? No, I didn't do a fire today. But did she hang out and tea and feet up? And no. One of the errands that she ran while I was sleeping off yesterday's show, she runs out, picks up a few things from my dad. Right? His birthday is Monday. They're coming over today. They're coming over later today for cake. She runs out. So she's the single most thoughtful person in my life, along with my mom and my mother-in-law. Most of my wife's family are just put me to shame. Thank God my daughters are exposed to these people. And so she, being the most thoughtful and conscientious and generous person, when my wife says, don't get me anything, and I take her up on it, I do that at my own peril. 2 years ago, my daughters and I, for the last time, took her at her word. My wife said, look, we just did a big trip to England. We spent a lot. A couple of years ago, we spent a ton of money in London. It's like you thought our last name was Beckham. We were obnoxious, the money we spent. Stupid. And in light of that, she was like, look, spent a bunch. I got her first Cartier earrings. It might have been that year. Only 74 payments left. No, so a couple of years ago, my daughters and I took her at her word, and her birthday came around, and we did a cake, and I got some flowers, and it was not enough, and I don't blame her. She was being nice. I learned after, 25, 26 years of marriage, I said, okay, this is her thing. When she says, I don't want, got to do the math, got to be in the moment. You got to figure it out in the moment. And from that point on, so last night, I'm just about to leave the house to come down to the city. And I asked her, I said, so listen, Tuesday, birthday, I said, am I getting you something? And she says, no. And I looked her right in the eye and I said, no, for real, no? Or no, we're all going to be in trouble if we don't know? And she says, okay, get me slippers. So if Cartier makes slippers, all right, 1-800-848-9222. We got Matt, Pete, and Larry. When we come back, we'll talk to Matt, Pete, and Larry. And you, hopefully, here on Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack. We shall be right back.
It's Another Side of Midnight. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
Number, please. Hotline, hotline. Calling on the hotline. For your love, for your love. Hotline, hotline. Calling on the hotline, on the hotline. I'm calling on the hotline for your
Yes, calling on the hotline for your love.
like a house on fire.
House on fire. Good morning, gang. Hello there. It's Another Side of Midnight. I'm TJ. And you guys are out there in this crazy freezingness. And by the way, New York City, 1 month into this administration, is a flippin' mess. Oh, and by the way, that we just played a commercial that had to do with, at least here in New York, had to do with Valentine's Day. That's the other thing. A week and a half after the birthdays is Valentine's Day. I mean, it's a very, very, very expensive first couple of months of winter. That's a good reason to do dry January for me, but I'm already dry, so what the hell? I stopped feeling those savings a long time ago. And by the way, here's a good barometer to determine if you need to do dry January and maybe February and March and if you need here's a good bellwether to know if you need to do dry perpetuity. Dry perpetuity. There was a little in Los Angeles where I did all my drinking. Los Angeles, you can buy booze in supermarkets, including little corner markets. You can buy like proper booze. And I used to buy my gin at this place, and the owner was this Korean dude. When the Korean dude who owns the corner store or the liquor store where you get your booze, if he has your bottle by the register before you even turn the corner towards the register, as you walk in the door, if your bottle is awaiting you at the register, you probably need dry perpetuity. If the guy who is in the alcoholism business shakes his head derisively as he puts that bottle in the bag, you probably need dry perpetuity. 1-800-848-9222. Matt in the Bronx on line one. Good morning to you, Matt.
Yeah, good morning. Just one little tidbit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more trivia than anything else. But those belts that you were referencing, the cross belts that make people look like
well, they can, yes. If worn with the right flair or attitude, you know what I mean? Like you put your hands on your hips, it's also a little Il Duce, another fascist. So, yeah, anyway, sorry, Matt, go ahead, yes.
All right, so yeah, they're officially called Sam Browne belts after an Australian Army officer back in the 1900s. I believe he pioneered the use of them.
Sam
And
Brown.
they were only used for certain ranks in the Australian Army.
Do they have a
Sam Brown
particular
belts.
purpose? Are they just decorative, or do they hold something particular, or is it just decorative, or what? The Sam Brown belt. Do you know?
I believe they were meant to signify rank. So
Oh.
anything like a warrant officer and up.
Okay. Oh, so it is purely it is so it's not like a bandolero. I know I've never seen bullets attached to one. So it is purely decorative, like what do you call those? Don't tell me. Wait. What are they? Chevron. Damn it, I said don't tell me, Matt. I would have come up with it. But yes, like a chevron on your sleeve.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right.
Interesting. Matt, you called yesterday with some interesting stuff, didn't you? You called yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, you were good. This is like two really good calls. Like, look at you making me look bad, but making the show good.
It wasn't me.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, you're making me look good because I went to you first. You're
right.
awesome. You're awesome. Yes, go ahead. Anything else, sir?
Well, yes, definitely. With regard to the immigration mess that we have ourselves in now,
Yes.
I recommend a book. It's called The Culture of Critique by Dr. Kevin McDonald.
You recommended this
And-
previously.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
And there's one chapter in the book that goes into the Immigration Act of 1965, which was passed under the Lyndon Baines Johnson administration. And it's that law more than anything else that overturned, or I should say, opened the doors to the massive third world immigration that we're now continuing to experience. And while the Republicans still control the Congress, they should be working. Excuse me.
God bless.
To overturn that law and replace it with something similar to the National Origins Act, which meant to. Excuse me.
Are you okay, Matt?
Was meant
Are you
to,
becoming emotional because you know that our phone call isn't going to last forever? Are you thinking about saying goodbye and you're getting emotional? It's okay.
No, it's pretty much. I got a little cat here stuck in my throat from kissing my cat earlier.
You were kissing your cat while you were waiting for me to pick up. Kissing your cat sounds like a euphemism. I tell you what, doesn't it? Tell you what, that's say. I'll tell you what, this guy. You know what he was doing. He was kissing the cat. Okay. Anyway, that's how he stays. That's how he stays in the marriage. Every once in a while, you got to kiss the cat. Hey. Yeah, it's
All right.
Saturday, gang. You can tell TJ got his sleep. It's Sunday. Sorry, it's not Saturday. It's Sunday. But that's very interesting stuff there. Yes, you're right. While they have this precious time, what's your gut? I'm sorry if you didn't want to talk about this, but what's your gut, Matt? My gut is the Republicans do indeed, and this is not a big leap, lose the House.
That's my inclination as well. I think the American people are thoroughly fed up with establishment politicians from both parties.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Oh, God. Geez, buddy, you sound tough. All right, listen, Matt, I'm going to jump because I got to get to this top of the hour break. But thank you for like 2 back-to-back killer contributions. And I'm not being silly. I mean, seriously, thank you. That's really good stuff. So you're fantastic there. Thank you, and feel better, and definitely keep kissing the cat. 1-800-848-9222. You know what? I just remembered. I do have the culture of critique in my shopping cart on Amazon. I knew I just saw that the other day and I didn't pull the trigger. I got to do that. Culture of critique. It's in my shopping bag, my shopping cart, my cart, my box, my thing, my hold all, on Amazon. So I've got to make that purchase. Culture of critique and the Sam Brown belt. Decorative, for decorative purposes only. 1-800-848-9222. Pete, I know you're there. Larry, I know you're there. Jacqueline, love that voice. I know you're there. Boy, do I know you're there, Jacqueline. Eddie in Babylon. All right, we got some definite stuff to discuss. Kiddos, we'll be back in a moment. Until then, I want you to consider the dry January conversation. want you to consider kissing the cat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. He had to make sure he kept kissing that cat. His wife could eat no lean. So Jack had to go to bed and woke up really mean. Oh! All right, gang. It's another side of midnight. Boy, it is so different when I get my sleep. We shall return in a moment, right here on Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormack, and you at 1-800-848-9222. Jacqueline, don't you go anywhere.
It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios.
Here's TJ McCormack.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. When she's lonely and the longing gets too much, she says the cable coming in from above. Don't need to fault at all. We've got a thing that's a cold red I love. We've got a wave in the air. Red I love.
All right. Good morning again. Hello there. 7 minutes past, as always. Seems to work out. Very consistent. Very, very consistent. Just, it's funny doing the radio thing. It works for me because I am very much a creature of habit, almost like to a bit of a nutty kind of point. And all day today, for example, I found myself, or yesterday, forgive me, all day yesterday, Saturday, during the day, I found myself doing this bit of a do-si-do with a neighbor. Not dancing, clearly, not dancing with him, but competing for an extra parking space outside, out on the cul-de-sac. Out on the cul-de-sac at the end of the driveway. Because there's snow piled up everywhere. Anything outside of the garage and the driveway and stuff, if you have, we've got now with the teenager driving, we have the other car. And so I find myself jockeying and as if I live in the city, as if I live in Manhattan with these coveted parking spaces. When you get into like that extra parking space and you're fighting. So I just found myself going back outside, moving the car. And then we have we had guys plowing and everybody clubs in and we get these guys that plow the snow. And yesterday they came back to re-plow the snow and stack it up. Basically, they came in with these little mini bulldozers, and they lifted up the snow and pulled it and pushed it and put it on top of the existing snow piles to get right to the curb to make it, which is good. It was good. But I had to move my car from a coveted parking spot. See. And I found myself, and it just made me, and so I was back out there. I ran out because I wanted to keep the space, and I'm like sort of hovering and circling, waiting for the guys to finish bulldozing the snow. And I wanted to keep the space, so I'm like kind of like hovering, and I'm doing circles, and I'm doing laps in the car because I don't want my neighbor to suddenly realize what's going on and beat me to the space and all this stuff. And I realize I do that for a lot of other things. And it drives me nuts when I have a good habit going. Like, okay, same thing, treadmill. The gym I go to, there's like 2 of a treadmill. There's 2 of the same brand of treadmill that I really like for what I do. There's other ones that are kind of like, they're kind of flimsy. I'm going to sneeze in a second. If I go blank for a moment, gang, it's because I'm hitting the cough button to sneeze. I'm going to utilize the cough button for an entirely different purpose to sneeze. Oh, it kind of went away. And no, I was not kissing the cat. Filthy people. You filthy people. Anyway, for what I do on a treadmill, I need like a sturdy, kind of a heavy treadmill. Not for walking, but for like this kind of crazy sprinting running that I do. Anyway, I get into a beat because there's limited availability. So in the mornings, I will get up on the days that I lift weights. I get up at a certain time and get to the gym by a certain time because the weight area almost every day is like empty. I don't like lifting weights next to people. I don't like doing anything next to people except, when that person is my wife, then I have to do certain things next to and with her. Anyway. But anyway, the weightlifting I like to do, and the treadmill I need to get there and have it available. And there's like certain times in the morning when that treadmill is just almost always available. So I get into a beat and I get into a groove. Some people call it a rut. I call it a groove. One person's rut is another person's groove. I am in a groove. Sometimes I'm in a funk. Other times I'm in a pattern. When that pattern is good and happy, it's a groove. When that pattern is negative and repetitive and a bit psychotic, granted, it's a rut. As I've said before, sometimes people like me get into a rut. I get into a rut, I decorate. Thank you. Anyway, every once in a while, my groove will be infiltrated or interrupted by an interloper, a copycat groover. An insurgent, an agitator. It happened this week. Last week it happened. I show up for my run day. You got Sunday, Monday, you got run day. All right? Some of the days of the week are run day for TJ. Whoa, I'm just rhyming without even trying. Woo! So I show up for one of my run days. Da 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 da. Run day. It was all I hoped it would be. But run day, somebody else showed up on my machine. Now TJ's run day, all he can do is watch her walk. So she showed up. This woman shows up from out of nowhere onto my treadmill. I show up. I get up, and you can hear me rubbing my face. You hear me rubbing my face as I relive my stress. I show up to do my treadmill. And there's a woman. And is she doing heavy duty, fast sprinting like TJ's going to do? Is she utilizing the heavy duty treadmill? No. She's walking daintily. She's walking feebly and daintily and excruciatingly nothingness walking on the heavy duty treadmill. There are a plethora. There is a selection. There's what's the word I'm looking for? A battalion of lightweight, dainty treadmills just to our left. And she's here on the industrial version. The other one, maddeningly, is out of order. Has been. So this woman is there. I use all my 12-step. I sit there patient. She doesn't know I'm there to do it. I patiently chill. Eventually, amazingly, this too shall pass. She does finish her workout. Anyway, so now I show up the day after, and she's there again. Now I'm like, okay, this is not a one-off. This woman is now infiltrating my rut, my pattern, my schedule. So this week was like a bit of an upheaval for TJ, for the royal TJ. So I'm dealing with it. But I get that way. What am I that? So I find that I get into a race. I get into a foot race for things. The parking space. I get into a foot race for the treadmill. I get into a foot race for the weights, for the weight area. I get into a foot race for good grapes. When I'm on my way to I'm nuts. Gang, I'm nuts. When I'm on my way to the super, you hear me rubbing my face again? When I'm on my way to the supermarket, there are times, oh my God, I just realized the other thing I'm in the race for. When I get to the supermarket, I don't want to walk. I don't want to walk with the heavy stuff. I don't want to walk when it's cold. I like the good close parking spot. And so what do I do? As I'm getting close to the thing, I feel I'm working through this here with you, gang. I find myself anticipating a race and a stressful sprint to the good parking spaces. And as I'm sprinting to the good parking space, I realize too, I could miss out on the good grapes if I don't get into that damn store. What's a better use of my time? Circling the parking lot for the good parking space, or taking the first available space and getting in for the good grapes or the good cutlets? Same thing at church for the pew that I want. I'm a mess. Larry, line 3 in Tampa. Talk to me. I'm a mess. It's me, TJ. Hi, welcome. Thanks for calling.
TJ.
Hey, buddy.
I think there are hi.
Biden.
I think there's a lot of other people who are in a mess too.
You think?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that are burning up or should be burning up, regardless of whether the weather's below zero, because I don't see the Trump administration bringing any charges against the Biden administration. And I think that they should be prosecuting from Mayorkas, that Captain Kelly, he wants to talk about ignoring illegal orders. Why didn't Mayorkas ignore illegal orders from Biden, presuming that he took illegal orders to let all these people in that are costing us a lot of money? First of all, we spent a lot of money to let them in, and now we're spending a lot of money to get them out.
Yep.
And I think it's so unnecessary to be wasting all this taxpayer money and causing people to die and having all these people at the behest of people assuming Soros is financing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should be prosecuted. He should be fined. All his money should be taken away from him. He should be thrown in jail, and his money should go to the to help finance a lot of this project that we're having.
Yeah.
To send people out of the country.
You know what, Larry?
And,
you make a good
I'll
point.
tell you-
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'd like to continue by telling you
Yeah.
that we don't have to prosecute in a blue state. We can prosecute in any state of the union that's a red state because they did damage to every state in the union
Yeah.
by their criminal conspiracy. So I think we should criminally prosecute them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should civilly prosecute them after that, and get and make them spend their life savings, contribute that to getting these people out.
Like they wanted
really-
Trump to do. Like they wanted to persecute Trump,
That's
right?
right, to ruin Trump. I think it would be equitable if you went after everybody. Biden is reputed to have a lot of money,
Yeah.
so let's get some of that money to spend on getting these people out.
All right.
Let's get some money from Mayorkas. He's got a lot.
I tell
of money.
you what, you know what, Larry, you bring up, and thanks for calling. You bring up Larry Mayorkas. His name came up a couple of times last week, and I agree. We haven't really heard much about that loser, and I really would love to take him to. I would love to subpoena that guy and get some insight. You know, it's one thing to subpoena some other members. You know, I'm glad that they brought in. Was it Jack Smith? I'm glad they brought him in. I'm glad they brought in Comey. I'm glad. Bring in Mayorkas. Grill him. Grill that guy. You know, make him kiss the cat. For sure. They got to definitely bring him in and grill him in public. Nothing behind no behind closed doors. Don't give us the private testimony. Out in open session, grill him. It's 22 past. When we come back, Jacqueline is first up, and Eddie and Pete. And you, 1-800-848-9222. Sorry to make you wait there. Hang in there, callers. We'll be right back. It's Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ, and Jacqueline coming up. We'll be right back.
It's Another Side of Midnight. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
La 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 la.
I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing. Sexy
From
thing,
Brooklyn.
you. I believe in miracles.
She's from Brooklyn.
Since you came
Hello there, Jacqueline. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, TJ.
Good morning.
I want to first say that gentleman, Larry, the last caller, he
Yes.
was right on the money.
Yep.
But I want to talk about something a little lighter and
Okay.
a little happier and
Thank you.
more pleasant.
Yay.
I would like to talk about your wife's birthday.
Yes.
And jewelry.
Aha. Yes. Go, go,
Now,
go. Yes.
I told Tony I had to take a bathroom break before, so all I heard was you had bought her Cartier earrings, but I
Yes.
didn't hear if they were diamonds or what they are.
They were diamond stud earrings, and they were, it's actually, when I bought them, it was very refreshing that while they were still Cartier and still way expensive, even at Cartier, there is I don't want to call it entry level, but there is a price point that a lot of people can aspire to, even at a Cartier, which was nice. I was grateful for that. It was a few years ago, and there was a lot of outgoing funding-wise that year, but I was still able to pull that off, and it was nice.
Okay. Well, you can still get her the slippers, and I
Okay.
would suggest purple slippers because
Ooh.
being that she's got a February birthday, amethyst is her birthstone. And if you want to get a reasonably priced piece of jewelry,
Yes.
I would suggest, if she doesn't hate the color purple, that you get her something with a beautiful, deep amethyst color stone. And I know she's a dancer, so I don't know how
Yes.
she feels about wearing rings.
She loves it.
Okay. Then I would suggest either a ring, and it can be very affordable. If you get a quadruple grade A amethyst stone, they start between $30 and $50. They go up to high-end jewelry between $300 to over $2,000 for a ring, depending on the size and the quality of the stone.
Okay.
And if she likes purple, it's absolutely beautiful. I was looking at, and I don't know if you got her a traditional diamond engagement ring, what
Yes.
shape stone it is.
It's a princess cut.
Okay, that's a beautiful stone, a
Thank you.
princess cut. And something that came up on the website when I was looking up about amethyst, there I saw a beautiful pear-shaped amethyst. It was a deep, rich purple, absolutely gorgeous. It would make a beautiful ring. It would make a beautiful pendant necklace. And what I would do is I would take the box that the ring or the necklace or whatever you decide to get her comes in,
Yeah.
and I would put it in the purple slippers and say, "Here, sweetheart, here are the slippers that you wanted."
God almighty. And then I'm a hero twice.
Yep.
That is So you said a quadruple what?
Quadruple grade A.
Grade A. Quadruple
Yeah.
grade A. Okay, so it's kind of like with the diamond thing, the quality, the color, the clarity. Okay. So quadruple grade. And so would you say that would you say a pear-shaped? Is that what you said?
Pear-shaped, yeah.
Pear-shaped.
I like pear-shaped.
Would
And
that
this-
complement a princess cut diamond, do you think?
Well, she wouldn't wear the ring on the same finger.
Right, but I'm just being, okay. And here's the other thing too. She wears either her engagement ring and wedding ring, all that. That's all platinum. She wears platinum and sterling silver.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that too.
Yeah, that's what she wears. Now, does amethyst lend itself towards that sort of setting?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it would go beautiful in a... I was going to ask you if she likes white gold or yellow gold.
Right.
But if she likes silver,
Yeah.
either platinum or silver, amethyst would look beautiful in that
And
setting.
you know what? Like one of her favorite rings, and one of my favorite things. You know what I got her one time? I was really happy with this because I love shopping, and so when I do get into it, I tend to it's fun, and I grabbed her one time. I went to Hermes. All right. Now there's another place. It's wonderful to buy a real legacy name. Look, Tiffany it has hundreds of very doable options for just about anybody at almost any price point. If if you really want to deliver a Tiffany blue box, you can find something at Tiffany that you can put in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the same thing with even a brand like Hermes. Hermes I got my wife one of her favorite, I got her a cool, funky, sexy ring, a sterling silver ring that's like, it's like a chunk of modern art. It's like this really cool, designed. It's a ring. It's a big chunky ring. Goes from it goes like almost up to her knuckle. It's a real wide ring, right? So it's got a real presence, and it's almost like a bunch of wires that are sort of like twisted and melded together and all that, into this real funky pattern, and like that. And I got that for again, look. It's all relative. I mean, I go to Hermes and I got it for I don't know. It was less than $1,000. Put it that way. All right. So, but damn it, it's Hermes, man. It ain't a Birkin bag, but it's Hermes. And so you have given me a fantastic idea to surprise her, and hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast prior to her birthday.
Right. Exactly.
Or now that I've got a project. maybe this is Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
So I get her the slipper. Okay, so here's Jacqueline. Okay, here we go. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, and this is also very good, too, because I've already expressed an affection for your voice. Your voice is really killer. But this is great because now you're the one helping me buy her gifts.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. We're both off the hook.
Hey, us girls
See
got to
what
watch out for one
That's
another
it.
and have each other's backs.
See? And here, by you helping me, I can put my hands up and go, hey, yeah, honey, sure. I said she has a great voice, but she's helping me shop for you. So stop. This is my out.
Like
but
a
anyway,
sister.
say exactly. So no, in all seriousness, this is brilliant. So all right, so I can get her and by the way, you know the slippers I found? They're
What?
these Japanese. They popped up in my Instagram feed. They're these Japanese house shoes.
Oh.
Anything Japanese to me is in the conversation. Everything out of Japan is cool and funky and functional and clean and minimalist. And they make
sexy.
And sexy. Well, these are not exactly sexy. These are kind of frumpy. But they're not big fuzzy slippers. They're actually really functional. Well, pretty much, yeah. My wife could definitely make these sexy.
Make them
frankly.
sexy,
She
right?
can. She can. She can. Frankly, she can. Yeah, yes. Honestly, yes. My wife could take an Amish bonnet and make it hot somehow. Anyway, so yes, but these Japanese house shoes, if anybody's got their Instagram up, do a search for Japanese, and they're like a combination of materials. You can get them in like canvas, you can get them in felt, you can get them in fur, you can get them lined, you can get them unlined, and they look, they're like really supportive. They're firm. You can. Take a look, gang. Take a look, Jack, and see if you do a search on social media for Japanese house shoes. They'll come up, and they're made of multiple materials, and they look really. I'm gonna win the day.
I see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna win, and then I'm gonna follow up on Valentine's Day with the amethyst.
There you go.
Damn it, Jack! Thank you so much. You're the best.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it does. And you're the one who.
Happy birthday to your wife.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. You're the best. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll talk to you
TJ.
next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. Oops, sorry. There goes Jack. 1-800-848-9222. Amethyst. Sweetheart, I have gotten you the finest quadruple, lickety-split quadruple grade amethyst. This is no run-of-the-mill amethyst. This is not your single grade amethyst, honey. That's for Schmendricks. This here amethyst that I'm talking about, sweetheart, as you slide this on your dainty finger, I present to you a quadruple grade via Jacqueline from Brooklyn. You know what? I meant to ask in the middle of that conversation if Jacqueline is in the jewelry business. She definitely spoke with authority, especially the quadruple grade. What are you kidding me? 1-800-848-9222, 1-800-848-9222. And we got the good old reliable Pete in Staten Island. Good morning, Pally.
Good morning, TJ.
Hi.
You know, Jacqueline is in my circle of friends. So is Norman and from South Carolina, Mike.
Oh, Mike in
And
Carolina, yeah.
Yes, and sometimes we do a conference call when the show's over and different things. We're very good friends, and she is a class act. She knows everything. She is so smart.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, we enjoy her company and listening to her on the radio. I was going to ask if she could have went ahead of me, like a gentleman. And, I'd love to speak to you, but I wanted to hear her. Because she is the real deal.
She really is.
Really, really.
You guys are all
I had the pleasure of
fantastic.
knowing her.
You guys are great. And it's a pleasure to know everybody here. It's nice.
Right, what I wanted to speak to you about was this dry January. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine, and we go to a bar on the Hell's Kitchen together. We meet up. He's actually my lawyer. And so what I did I line up 6 beers because the special's till 3:00. You get $2 for like a 20-ounce mug. So I don't drink that much anymore. I was an alcoholic, but I cleaned it up, and we're talking cleaned up like 30 years. But I like to have a beer,
Sure.
So he comes in and he says to me, "Oh, it's dry January." So I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Oh, I don't drink actually till the end of Lent." So I said, "Okay." Now I got these beers lined up, and I'm eating. I made a nice sandwich, and it's a sin to waste a beer.
It's a sin.
It's a mortal sin.
It is. I'm with you.
I start drinking them, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to feel lightheaded now. I can't get off the bar stool. And you're like, "What's the matter?" I says, "I'm blasted," because it just was good. So
I love that word for drunk. I'm blasted.
He had to help me get out of there because it was like, I said, I don't believe what I did to myself. But I have drivers because we're talking about the cat, I got a cat. I got a cat that saved my life. I've had 6 cancers from 9/11.
Yep.
And the last cancer was kidney cancer.
Oh, God.
And this cat that I had, one day, I'm laying in bed, and the cat is scratching me by my kidney with its paws. So now I have it all scratched up. I go to the urgent care. I show them. The girl sees there's a little lump, and she orders me to go get a CAT scan.
Oh, my God. No pun intended.
Another cancer. Yeah, it's another cancer. So I went for radiation.
Jesus.
They got it. And I'm in remission now. How many months now? We're in about 2 years. 2 years. I'm 2 years in remission.
2 years in remission. And so you're convinced, and I mean, I'm already convinced because I know that these animals can sense, they can smell cancers. I know there's beagles and these dogs that can smell and sense cancer. I know that. So your cat was scratching at your cancer.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
It was smelling where my kidney was.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What's going on? Well, I better bathe a little better, So,
yeah.
So now that's what happened. And even the doctor, the doctor's Egyptian, and he believes that cats have a certain way. Matter of fact, this cat, we have to watch how we talk about it because, if I want to put him in the bedroom when we go out, and I'm afraid because sometimes he tries to get out the door.
Right.
He was an outdoor cat.
Uh-huh.
So I usually put him in the bedroom with a litter box and everything because we got a litter box that cleans itself. My daughter comes up with all these things, and I just pay for them. And I'll tell you, everything is worth it because we don't have to clear this box out. It works itself, and we throw the thing out.
Oh, you have one of those automatic. Okay, yeah, that is a nasty. I tell you what, Pete. You know what, Pete? You just pushed a button on me. We had a dog. My wife and I. We had a Shih Tzu, and which is really that's fun because that's you can say that and curse with impunity. It's great to have a Shih Tzu. And you can have, my dog was very religious. It was a holy Shih Tzu. And so anyway, the Benny was his name. And he lived to be 15 years old, and he was wonderful. But I tell you, once, the whole thing about, first of all, it seems that everybody owns a dog now. Everybody in Manhattan owns a dog. Everybody I know has a dog. It seemed like there was a big spike in pet ownership during COVID, and that's nice. I'm not complaining. I'm telling you, man, everybody's got a dog, and the whole thing about cleaning up after that damn dog, picking up, walking around, handling, and the warm plastic bag, and bending over and scooping it up, and you never get all of it. Tell you what, I don't want to let you're out there in Staten Island, so in the urban settings, and I know Staten Island is a lovely combination of urban and suburban. I know, but you go into you're walking around Manhattan, and it seems every square foot of sidewalk, you can never actually get, Pete. You never get all the dropping. You never get all of it. there's always something left on the sidewalk. There's always a schmear. There's always a schmear of stuff. And it's like I'm constantly doing that's how I stayed in shape. That's how I stay in shape when I'm in Manhattan. I'm doing hopscotch. I got to walk with my head down like a shopping bag lady. I got to walk doubled over, Pete, because I got to make sure I don't step in. And that's another thing too. In Manhattan, I know there's people who do not take their shoes off when they walk into their apartment. How do people not take off their shoes? When I come home from the city, I say to my wife, I tell the kids, I said, don't touch my shoes. I've got New York City all over them. I got New York City. I got Manhattan all over my shoes. You got to boil your shoes when you come home. Is excrement everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Right? There's dog schmear everywhere.
It's all over the place.
I go out behind my building, and it's full of dog bombs.
Right.
And I just pick up because I can't take it, and I see the little kids stepping in it.
I don't know where Bill finds this. That was a great quote. Yes, dog bombs. There's dog bombs everywhere. And the other thing, so the same thing with a cat. Now, granted, it's in a litter box. And you seem to have this technologically advanced litter box that does all the mixing and everything for you, but it's still nasty, right? Yes. I mean, you must really love your cats, Pete.
Well, I've just got the one, but I feed a bunch of feral ones. So I'm the cat man,
Buddy, why do you feed the feral? Go ahead.
Well, I have them. What it is there's a woman that now's in her 90s, and she wasn't well enough to do it. So I go in her yard and I take care of them. She's been feeding them for years. I'm feeding one. It just passed away.
I'm sorry.
31 years. My daughter is 37, so she used to come with me and do it. When it died, it was like a member of the family.
All right. Okay. Well, that I feel bad about, Pete.
Yeah, but I do everything. I neutered them. I spayed them.
Yourself?
I do everything for. Well, I have people that do it, and they give me a veterinarian that gives me a very good rate. He charges me like $70 to do everything, give them shots and stuff.
$70.
That's right. He's very, very good.
Gang, you know what, Peter? I got to jump, baby. I love you. And what's your wife's name?
Oh, my wife is Renee.
Renee. Hey, Renee. Hi, Renee.
Right.
Hello, love.
You did that Monday, Run Day. I loved it. I got my wireless speaker. I'll just go out on it. Here it is. Run Day.
Oh, my God. Listen to that.
I have my wireless speaker, and someday when we talk, I'll tell you how I wrestled that.
All right, we'll figure that out.
Square Garden.
All right, love to Renee. Renee, love you. I got to go. Love you. Bye, buddy.
With cookies and dog poop.
With cookies. You know what? I mean, it's one thing. Can you imagine being a vet? And it's one thing to, neuter a cat. Whatever, spay or neuter. It's another thing to say, here, I've got this feral cat. Do me a favor. Go in and perform this function on a feral. Feral is the perfect word for those. I mean, outdoor cats. There's an outdoor cat in our neighborhood. And I know that it goes home sometimes. Who in the Jeebus is going to let their outdoor cat come back in? What kind of desperate for company do you have to be to let the outdoor cat back in? For me, the best that would ever get, once I have an outdoor animal, the best that's ever going to be is like a prison visit. It's going to be through the glass. It's going to be like, hey, Felix, the cat, just pick up the phone because we're going to talk through the glass. Yes, exactly. It's going to be more like Through the glass. Hi, how are you? Yes, I'll put my hand. You put your paw on the glass. Come to the slider. Come to the patio door, and that's as good as it's going to be. You're never coming back inside. I don't let my daughters come right inside this time of year. I make everybody come through the garage. You think I'm annoying in regular time? Try me when there's salt outside. Ask my loving wife and my loving daughters what it's like to live with me when there's business going on outside, when there's winter, when there's salt, when there's ice and snow. I'm bad enough. Look, I'm bad enough when there's fresh cut grass outside. God, am I annoying. My front door when we have the wreath up. Because we do a real wreath. We do a wreath. We do a wreath for President's Day. It's our Aretha Franklin. I do a wreath for Franklin. But he was never president. God damn it. That was not a good joke. God damn it, that was not a good joke.
You're a vile one, Mr. Green.
Thank you. Yeah. Franklin was never president. Franklin was never president. It's not. It was a non-joke. It was a non-joke. Inch. You can't do a joke about Benjamin Franklin being president because he was never president. I know. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. 1-800-848-9222. I wanted so badly to make an Aretha joke. Oh, wait. I could make a urethra joke. What would be a urethra joke for Ben Franklin? Ben Franklin, urethra. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. I put a cat. I got a. Franklin's on the $20 bill, right? Okay, yeah. So there you go. Okay, so that's it. There you go. So I got a catheter for my urethra. It cost me $20. It's a urethra Franklin. The urethra cost me a Franklin. Either way, I'm stretching. All right, let's take our break. Take me out to the break. It's Another Side of Midnight with TJ. 1-800-848-9222.
It's Another Side of Midnight. It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormack.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
This week or last week, I don't really care about it anymore. I wrap myself this later. I tell myself you let me go without.
I have never heard this song before.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Monday, Monday, Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday.
Who is this?
Monday, Monday, Monday.
Tegan and This is really interesting. Monday. Well, this is a better version of a Monday. This is a nice take on it. Very interesting. Good morning, gang. 52 minutes past, and we are on Another Side of Midnight here. I'm TJ McCormack, and 1-800-848-9222. We're all over the place, which is a good place to be. We are all over the place, which is exactly where I want to be on this program. Very, very happy to be all over the place. We have talked about everything from dry January to dog schmears on every side. Every side. There is no way you could come from my lawns. There is no way that you can get all of that dog stuff up when you live in, look, even on the grass. I mean, look, and when it's on the grass in the suburbs, yeah, you can you pull up all the grass but still that whole, one thing I do not miss, I will never miss it, is just that whole notion of scooping it up in a bag and then you're walking around with the bag. It's just so unnatural to walk around with that stuff in your hands in any way, shape, or form. When I see people walking their dog and they're like, well, and they're coming back, obviously they've walked the dog. Now they're on their way home because what do they have? They have a bag of stuff, which is reminiscent of that great Carlin bit. Have you ever noticed that your blank is stuff and their stuff is blank?
There's no way that you could come from my loins. As soon as I get home, the first thing I'm gonna do is punch your mama in the mouth.
Jackie Gleason. God rest his soul. Jackie damn Gleason. I am so overdue to watch Smokey and the Bandit. I am so overdue to watch that again. That is just the best. 1-800. So we've talked about literally perfect. We are in the zone. Boy, do I hate to sully this amazing show with such a cliche to say that we are in a great spot right now doing this show. So the pressure is on everybody who has now called in. You have to keep us in the zone. I can only do so much. This is in God's hands now. Gabish? All right, so I'm going to very, very gently and delicately touch line 1 and bring in Joaquin. The pressure is on, Joaquin. You got to keep this ball in the air, baby.
Good morning, TJ.
Good morning.
You want to hear something ironic and coincidental?
Yes.
My wife's birthday is on the 3rd also.
Get out of here.
Yes.
What is your wife's first name?
Diane.
Diane. Happy birthday, Diane. Coming up on the 3rd. Wow, that's a creepy, trippy, small world, dude.
Yes. Diane Marie.
Wow, Diane Marie.
As a matter of fact,
yeah,
she was born in 63 and she's turning 63.
Oh, what? Diane Marie, born in 63, turning 63. And she's, there you go. And she's happy to be with you. With thee. There you go. Okay, we finished that rhyme. Okay. Yeah, wow. Oh, well, happy birthday. You guys had plans?
No, not really. Not at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll just wing things.
Yeah, sure, totally.
Around here. But you know what? I came up with a new name for you.
Oh, good. Okay.
Check this one out.
All right.
I always call you TJ Maximum.
Yes, sir, and I always appreciate
how about
that.
How about TJ Maximus, the talk radio emperor?
I have my hands on my hips like a Maximus. I have my fists in a very Il Duce kind of way. Yes. Yeah. I like it. I'm going to walk that around a little bit. All right, Joaquin. I'm going to walk that around.
So
yes.
So now let's get to brass tacks.
Yes.
You know, the conversation you had with Matt earlier,
Mm-hmm.
I have to say one thing.
Yeah.
He's right. Unfortunately, I got the same feeling, but if we happen to lose these midterms, we're in serious trouble.
Yes.
And no matter what anybody out there thinks, as much as establishment Republicans suck and they might be anti-Trump and anti-MAGA, unfortunately, no Democrat is an alternative to that. It's only going to make things worse.
Oh,
100%. So
yeah.
We have to do everything that we can, you know, to keep them in office. But the other thing, is the 1965 Immigration Act. Yes, that needs to be repealed. But the other thing, too, is the birthright citizenship issue. That's got to be repealed also, because the only purpose for it originally was to ensure that, the children of slaves were citizens and were not, deported back to Africa.
Now, didn't Trump, I'm sorry to interrupt, but wasn't Trump going to be banging out an executive order about the birthright citizenship? Wasn't that, is that now hung up in a court somewhere?
Yeah, I think he might be trying to do it. I don't know if he can actually do it. I'm afraid that's going to have to go through Congress.
That's legislation. That's probably what it is.
And that's kind of a bummer, But if we don't deal with these issues right now, and especially make sure that we win this midterms, we're going to be in serious trouble. There's no other way to put it, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right, man. All right, dude. Thank you, Joaquin. Always good. And happy birthday to Marie. There we go. Diane Marie. Diane Marie. Turning 63. On February 3. I'm T. I am happy, joyous, and free. And it's the end of, we're about to enter hour 3. Here on Another Side of Midnight with me, T, and all y'all. We'll be back. When we do, we'll talk to Kevin, Silas, Mike, Eddie, and you on Another Side of Midnight.
It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gear. When she's lonely and the longing gets too much, she sends a cable coming in from above. Don't need to phone at all. We've got a thing that's a whole red I love. We've got a wave in the air. Red I love.
Good morning once again. Hello, family. Down the stretch we come. It is the final hour of Another Side of Midnight for another week here on a Sunday, the 1st of Feb. It's the end of dry January. If you've done it, I'm wondering why. I mean, not like, why, but I mean, why? Why did you do dry January if you did it? And I guess really what I'm looking for is there's kind of one of two reasons. One is either A, for the heck of it, clean things out and take a break and maybe lose a couple of pounds, which will all come back by Thursday. Because, and listen, if you're like right there at the saloon door, if you are standing there, if you waited till midnight this morning, in other words, if you've already christened Wet February, if you've already consummated your relationship with your bottle as of the stroke of midnight this morning, and you're already into Wet February, perhaps you really needed to think about that. I don't know.
Down the stretch
And by the way, so anyway, so yes, it is that. So I'm wondering why, if you did dry January, did you do it just for the heck of it? Did you do it to see if you could? And by the way, what does that imply? What's the fine print there? What's the subtext? The subtext of that rationale? You did it to see if you could. What does that imply? What's the subtext there? The subtext is, did you do it because it maybe you had a problem? No, we're not going to get on a holy roller thing here. We never do. Even when we do genuinely get into sobriety, We never do it from a holy roller kind of thing. We never do it from a you really should and blah, blah, blah. It's just a conversation. But if you did it because you think you needed to, perhaps you might consider just going for it. And instead of dry January, as we said earlier, dry perpetuity. Dry forever and ever. Why not? You already saw that you had a decent month, right? I mean, was it decent? Did you do dry January and it was tough? Curious about that. Did you do dry January and it was a piece of cake? Or did you do dry January and it was, ooh, okay, all right. That was, I really miss drinking. I wonder. That's everybody's favorite girlfriend, miss drinking. So I'm curious about that. We're also, what else did we talk? Boy, we've been really on a roll here because we've been all over the place. Didn't really, two people passed away in the last couple of days that couple of public figures. Didn't really get into Catherine O'Hara. Talked about it a little bit yesterday morning. She, one of the funniest. Tell you what, my wife loves her too. And this generation, it's nice that multiple generations got to know Catherine O'Hara. Most recently, she killed it in Schitt's Creek. Great show, great character, Moira Rose. My God Almighty, the wackiest. My daughters got to know Moira. There is a kind of a parallel between my wife and Moira. Little bit. There are little quirks there that are very cute that my wife shares with that character, Moira, and she happens to love her. I discovered Catherine O'Hara at the very start of her career because I was already paying attention to Saturday Night Live. And then after, Saturday Night Live would go off the air. And then here comes SCTV in the very early 80s. And I got to know Catherine O'Hara and that crew. I'm old enough that, she's about 14 years older than me. So I got to know her through that and all of her unbelievable, brilliant characters. And as I said last night, she had funny bones. That woman woke up funny. Her instincts never wrong, always funny. And so I guess what, I'm 14 years younger than her. So are we in the same generation? I guess we are, right? Within 25 years. But anyway, my generation knew Catherine O'Hara from the earliest days, all of her wacky, nutty characters on SCTV. And right on through kids my daughter's age who might have seen Schitt's Creek. And I think she also, what's this show? And there's another more recent program that I never did see. What's it called? The Network or the show, the something? And she was on Apple TV. Apparently she played a wacky character in that too. And that was in the last year or so. But she really and again, the go-to reference that everybody, like when the news broke, they said, Home Alone mom, I guess because we're just coming out of Christmas. And also it was the anniversary of Home Alone. It was like the 30-year anniversary of Home Alone. Am I right? 25th anniversary of Home Alone. So there was a lot of celebrating the movie this year. So I think that's also why. But everybody knew her as Kevin. And so Catherine O'Hara, just funny. And the way I put it last night, as a comedian, as a comedy actor, as a writer, I can tell you my thing with her was she left it all out there. And as she said in an interview, when in doubt, just go insane. Play insane. Play big. And she did. Magnificent. God rest her soul. She was and you know what my wife said last night? We were talking about it before I left. She would have been a great Miss Hannigan for in Annie. I said, boy, would she have been better than Carol Burnett? And my wife, a little possessive. My wife's a little territorial when it comes to musicals. And she said that, no, that's Carol Burnett's one of her legacy roles. I bet you if you gave Catherine O'Hara a chance to sink her teeth into Miss Hannigan, she might have done a bigger job than Carol Burnett. I don't know. Carol Burnett, all time. Great comedian. And somebody else who passed away. Yeah, man. One of the great, I'm going to say this, one of the great straight men to Fred, right? To Red Fox. DeMond Wilson passed away.
Say, this is in Chinese. We won't even know what we're eating.
The English is on the other side, and I'll do the ordering. We'll have some egg foo young, some lobster Cantonese, some pineapple chicken, and some fried wonton.
Yeah. Fried wonton? What's that?
That's Chinese krepla.
Oh, I ain't gonna eat that. That stuff will kill you.
DeMond Wilson, yeah. Grady DeMond Wilson. I wonder if that's where they pulled the name for the Grady character in that show. I don't know. Remember, there was Grady, right? That show is these days, and shame on me because I don't always go to it as one of the all-time greats. It is, hands down, and sadly we got to be reminded of just how amazing it is. That show, Sanford and Son, based on a British show that came before it called Steptoe and Son. The Steptoe and Son was a show in the UK. I think it's a BBC comedy about just when you think that we invented everything, right? Steptoe and Son, same thing. A junk dealer, crotchety, all that. It doesn't hold a flame to Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son, I mean, I don't have to tell anybody listening. Absolute, brilliant, genius, amazing, writing, acting. Red Fox, maybe the most underrated comedian and comedy actor, maybe ever. Maybe perhaps ever. And and DeMond Wilson, he passed away on the 30th, and he was 80. Yeah, I'm sorry. He was 79. He was 79 years old, younger than I thought. 79 years old. He leaves his wife and 6 kids. Was an Army veteran. Served in Vietnam, won a Purple Heart, did DeMond Wilson. And again, very underrated as a straight man. He, in order to set up an over-the-top comedian like Red Fox, and I mean, like, not only was Red Fox over the top as a comic, but that character, Fred Sanford, was over the top, over the tippity top. And I mean, the references they would make, the physical comedy that Red Fox would do when his buddies would come over, Grady and hold on, don't tell me. Hold on. Slappy White played one of those guys, didn't he? He played it was Grady, who was really funny. He was that sleepy kind of. What was the big guy's name? Melvin, and there was Bubba, and there was another one. I forget who. It was one of my favorite names of a character, like on TV ever. And it wasn't just Bubba; it was another one. Skillet, Grady. Woodrow, and actually, the guy who played Farina on The Little Rascals, wasn't he? Stymie with the bowler hat. He was on Sanford and Son. Anyway, in order from a strategic standpoint, from an artistic standpoint, from a delivery system standpoint, from a mechanism standpoint, in order to, just like Jerry Lewis, in order to deliver, right? In order to package, in order to service, here you go, in order to service the comedy skills and the characteristics of an actor and a comedian like Red Fox and a character like Fred Sanford, you had to have a straight man with the sensibility to carry it off, with the instincts and the timing, and not just the demeanor. Straight man demeanor is the straight man demeanor, right? It's Bud Abbott. It's Dean Martin. To a lesser extent, they were both funny, but Oliver Hardy, a little bit with Stanny. Of those two comedians in that team, Oliver, I guess, gun to your head, he's the straight man. But DeMond Wilson, absolutely the underrated straight man in American comedy.
Give me my money. No, I said no. No, I want my money. I said no, Pop. Now get out of here.
Uh-oh. Nah, you went and did it. I might need that money tonight. I've never had pains like this before. Oh, this is the worst one I ever had, son. Oh, it's the worst one. This is a big one.
And he's just watching him. He's just watching him.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. Oh. Maybe that's Elizabeth.
And you can't see it because it's the radio, but Lamont is just standing there, rolling his eyes, shaking his head, going, oh, again, here we go again. Such a great straight man. He was a very, very kind guy, too. On a radio show that I had in Los Angeles, I had the opportunity to interview DeMond Wilson. I think he wrote a book back then. I believe that's what it was. And I say I believe it was because we ended up talking about the book for a little bit, but then just really we talked to him about faith, about comedy, about television. He was such a very kind and generous interview, was DeMond Wilson. And I got to say, I'm being totally honest, I would never, ever, ever, ever lie to you guys. I would never, ever, ever make something up just to say it on the radio. I am kicking myself. I've got a massive, massive regret because more than a few times since I've been doing this program, because a dear buddy of mine has been DeMond Wilson's public relations representative, I have always had a direct line, if I wanted it, to DeMond Wilson. And since I've been doing this program, it's occurred to me more than a few times, I should get a hold of Mark and have DeMond Wilson on the show. We should interview DeMond Wilson. Should do that. I've got him right there. I'll just call Mark. And I never did. And I was kicking myself earlier today. I said, damn it, there you go. You got to do what you got to do when you think of it. And so just saying, I really regret not hooking up with DeMond Wilson. Now, look, I don't know if he's been unwell. I don't know, let's see here. He died of so he hasn't been well. He had cancer and passed of the complications to that cancer, sadly. And so maybe, if you do the math, maybe since I've been here, but I never did act on it. So for all I know, he was available. Maybe we could have talked to him. And perhaps that would have been really, really nice. And so I regret not reaching out to my buddy Mark, his publicist. And that, yeah. Shame on me. Shame on me for not acting on it. I had the instinct and it would have been the right one. See, when God taps you on the shoulder, you got to answer. Damn it. God tapped on my shoulder a couple of times in the last couple of months and I didn't act on it. Shame on me. On that happy note, it's time for a quick break. It's another side of midnight. Me, TJ, you, 1-800-848-9222. When we come back, we got Kev, Silas, Mike, and Eddie, and hopefully you. We'll be right back on another side of midnight.
It's another side of midnight. It's another side of midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
Here's TJ McCormack.
Just strolling into Sunday on bongos and flute, rhythm guitar, bass. Yeah. I got my silk suit and my fancy hat. Got my suede shoes. I got my fancy watch. I got my pipe. I got my pipe. I got my ascot. And I got my lady by my side. Got my Diet Coke. I got my rhythm. And I got my blues. And I got my jazz. And I got my happy feelings for all of you. All right, let's get to the phone. Because I don't want to leave y'all hanging. So we'll talk to you now. Okay. Good morning, gang. All right. Let's see. Thank you. Boy, that was great. What was that, please? That was hot and heavy. Damn, that was great. Who's the artist on that? Don't know? That's fantastic. Thank you for that, Bill. Bill and Tony, gang. Damn it. Damn it. I shudder to think about just how long it would have taken me to, if I ever got this show cooking. If it wasn't for these two fellas. I mean, from the jump. We're not quite at the 1 year yet. We're beginning of February. I think I started kicking around this joint in sometime in March. Is when I started knocking around here, doing my auditions and stuff like that. Yeah, and then like April, May, I think is when so we're creeping up on almost getting there.
And down
Exactly 30 minutes left in the program. Exactly 30 minutes. So, to celebrate the 30-minute mark, let us go to Kevin in Boston over there on line dos. Good morning, Kevin. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, TJ, your show tonight, unbelievable. And let's not forget Aunt Esther. Aunt Esther's exchange with Fred Sanford are right up there with Archie and Mike. I mean, they were classic.
Yes.
And and I just wanted, you said about all over the place. I want to go all over the place because I have some really interesting things to say. First of all, everybody who's born on February 3rd, including all the wives, happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Because you're in a very special class. The first 12 days of February is monster for birthdays. I mean, Hank Aaron, Ronnie Reagan, Abe Lincoln.
Ronnie Reagan and Abe Lincoln.
Charles Lindbergh. And now here's the one I'm going to give everybody a little history lesson. George Washington is born on February 11th. And then people say, what do you mean? He's the 22nd. No, he was born under the old Julian calendar. So if you go back to the transcripts of newspapers, you'll see Washington was born on February 11th, 1732, and it was 11 days added when they went to the Georgian calendar in England. Okay. And also, I gotta see a couple more things. I want to jump all over the place, but it's important to get this out because I'm going to say something about my Boston, my Massachusetts. But first, you guys and us guys up here have had one of the coldest winters. January was 12-hour dry January. It was freezing January. But let me just turn back the clock to 1977. 77 in New York City is one of the coldest months ever in New York City and one of the coldest winters. And I believe that psychopath David Berkowitz, his kill numbers were held down because of that.
Because of the weather. He was hindered.
Because of the weather.
His killing was hindered because of because that was the summertime that he did all. That was the Summer of Sam. That was a great movie.
Well, that was a movie, but he did his first shootings in April of 1976.
Right.
He also stabbed a couple of girls in December. So I don't get it, but he did, and then that goes into the winter time.
Yeah.
And then after that, they didn't even know they had a serial killer on there. I can't believe the people who run the police department back then. So a lot of great guys, but some of the top guys, I seriously question on that one. But also up here in Massachusetts, I mean, we don't have you guys don't have us beat. We got some doozies. Deputy Director for the Governor, Lamar Cook. He's like big time. He was in the Western Governor's office in Springfield. He was having cocaine delivered straight to the governor's office in Springfield and to the University Hotel in the University of Massachusetts. He was busted. He was busted back in October, and he went.
Is he still in his job? Is he still in his job?
No. They got rid of him. But here it is. They get rid of him. Of course, they have to fire him because of that. They pay him his unpaid vacation pay of $30,000. And Governor Meany.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, I didn't know nothing about you. Didn't know nothing about it. Come on, you're the governor, and he actually works for you, and you just cut him a check for $30,000. This is a.
They're all so protected. They all these states have to catch up with these ethics stuff because you've got to argue. In some cases, you could kill somebody and you still get your pension.
Right, but
the way
thing
these
is,
states are set up. Yeah.
But so that's what I want to lead up to. I've heard callers before say, "Listen, these people could be who are in government could be tried on the state level, especially in Republican states.
Yeah,
even if they're Democrats." That doesn't really have to be the federal government. I mean, listen to some of these callers. You can tell they don't know the Justice Department. Why doesn't Bondi just hit everybody with the RICO law and just bring them all in?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're talking about, these people. It's rigged. The whole thing is rigged. Our Justice Department and justice in America is now infiltrated, honeycombed by foreign and domestic communists.
Yes.
And it's horrible. It's really horrible what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose your country. I want to make a recommendation for going into business.
The 65 Immigration Act has got to go. Thank you. 1-800-848-9222. Thank you very much, producer. Every once in a while, you have to be sort of snapped out of the vortex. Every once in a while, you have to be snapped out of the vortex. Thank you, Anthony. Let's see here. Let me go to... Always an interesting conversation with Silas. Good morning, sir. Welcome back to the program.
You got a great subject about funny people and all, but we have a really unsurmountable weapon they use against us, our enemies. And that's the fact that we've got people who can be bought off,
right?
Like Joe Biden, and stupid people. People who go out and demonstrate against ice in the freezing cold.
Yep.
Now, the enemy learned over the 20 years, when they blew up those buildings, when the trade towers came down, the enemy said, holy damn.
Yes.
we've woken a sleeping giant.
Yep.
You notice how everybody had a flag? Everybody was complimenting the police. And even Hollywood was like on our side. and they said, wait a minute. And in 20 years, they learned how to dumb down our society and buy off people. Now, go from that where you couldn't even get a driver's license without 5 points of identification back then. Now you just walk into the country. We give you food stamps and everything else. So, and that's how they learned it. They said we can buy off the politicians and we can depend on the stupid. That's why I tell every black person, stay away from these demonstrations with ICE, because leave that to the stupid white people. I'm sorry. And
yeah.
And as far as comedy, you notice how the Trump derangement syndrome, it affects them. They can't be funny anymore.
Right.
Bruce Springsteen can't write good music anymore.
Right. That's over.
You know damn well the Rat Pack would never be liberal like these people. You know damn well Jackie Gleason would never agree with letting illegals in.
Oh, God.
They've lost their... Even Seinfeld, he couldn't even go out and do live shows anymore. They go, oh, that's offensive.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yep.
You know, so I got a Miranda right to read to the stupid, because we don't care about celebrities anymore. We don't pay attention to them. So the Miranda right is, in America, you can be stupid. You have the right
to remain stupid. Yes.
If you choose to exercise that right, everything you do and say will be used to prove that you're stupid.
Love it.
That's it.
There you go.
But we don't really care about, you notice how celebrities were like, oh, you wanted to hear what they got to say? Now, I don't want to hear nothing they got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, they've overplayed their hand. I think you know what it is. It's like, look, I mean, clearly, it's past now the point where the Johnny Carson, and to your point, look.
Yeah,
look. I mean, look, Sinatra. Look, Sinatra. He started out as a Democrat, a whole different Democrat party back then. Clearly, he was a Kennedy Democrat, right? He's a Democrat. It's different Democrats, and he and Jack, and they had their relationship out in Palm Springs, and his life revolved around Jack Kennedy, and and Momo and that whole thing, and he delivered. People say he delivered for Jack, vis-a-vis Momo Giancana and all that. And by the end of his run, he was Reagan's guy. He produced Reagan's inaugural. I mean, Mr. Sinatra was all over that. He had an evolution, and he evolved into a much more of a conservative and became a Republican. Exactly.
And look how many people have learned to jump off the Democrat plantation.
Yeah.
Can I give you a perfect analogy for the invasion of America?
Sure.
If you introduced 2 million termites into a house, you don't have to watch them. You don't have to teach them what to do. They do what they do naturally.
Right.
And that's exactly what just letting people flow into this country, they do what they do naturally. Every criminal that they put in here stays a criminal.
Yeah.
And if you keep letting them go, if you keep fighting to keep them here, and even the ones who don't do criminal harm, they still flood your system. They flood your hospitals. They flood your schools. They take your money.
They know what they're doing, and look, it's clearly, and I got to jump, Silas, but thank you, buddy. And clearly, the government knows exactly what they're doing. The government knows that, or at least they thought. See, this is where the Republicans really dropped the ball. The Republicans a long time ago ceded or conceded that the incoming Hispanics would be Democrats, and that was stupid and short-sighted because, by and large, and I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm not pretending to be Mark Levin here, but the Hispanic population, generally speaking, quite conservative. In fact, can be a hell of a lot more conservative than your waspy Republicans. You know what I mean? They can be really, really conservative. They can derail liberal, progressive matters in blue states. I lived in Los Angeles when they tried to codify gay marriage. And the left screwed that up because they just took it for granted that the Hispanic population in California would vote for it. And it turns out the Hispanic population voted against it because they are quite conservative. They are quite traditional marriage types, if you didn't notice. And the left didn't notice. And the right should have noticed, and the right was kind of dumb. They didn't do the right thing. They were stupid. We were stupid. Republicans. And now look at all of these Republican Hispanics, especially down in Florida, especially the Cuban community. And I don't think the Cuban community is an outlier. I don't think the Cubans are Republicans just amongst themselves. I think the entire Hispanic community are God-fearing, practicing Catholics and evangelical Christians. So there's that. I had a really good bit, by the way. I wrote a really good bit. I'm going to do it next week. But I've decided that I want to start incorporating better words. I need to up my game with my vocabulary. And so I started writing down a whole bunch of words. I started just sort of freestyling and stream of consciousness, writing down words that I want to incorporate more into my lexicon. Lexicon being one of them. Anyway, and as I was writing them down, I realized that so many words actually are comedy in and of themselves because so many words sound like something that they're not. And so I've got this whole thing ready to go. I'm going to do it next week with a bunch of words. And actually, I'm going to give you the wrong definition. How do I put this? I'm going to give you what the word sounds like it is, but it's not the definition. Okay, like for example, like paradigm. Paradigm is not 20 cents. Nabish? I got a bunch of them. And they're really funny. Don't forget, I was funny once. Anyway, do me a favor. Hey, Billy, you got that baby elephant walk? I'm gonna go into I get that baby elephant walk. I got another list of things that I'm done with. And I figured, let me incorporate it into the program here because I haven't done one of these lists in a month or two. I think the last time I did a list like this, it was before Christmas. And every once in a while, I realize after like just being a bit of a curmudgeon about certain things, I realize that there's things and people that I'm just absolutely friggin' done with. And I usually curate a list of them once they've reached a critical mass. And I think it's, who is that? It's Henry Mancini is the Baby Elephant Walk. That's the name of the, it's that instrumental. Yeah, Henry Mancini. And so I've reached the critical mass of these things that I am absolutely sick and tired of. And I'm completely, unbelievably done with. If I never see another one or meet another one or have to deal with another one, I'm very, very happy to never, ever do it again. Or you can give me any fun instrumental, even if it's a Herb Alpert or something like that. Sorry to throw it at you, by the way. I didn't think of this earlier, Bill. I'm doing you a dirty here by throwing this at you last minute at 4:45 on a Sunday morning. Who the hell do I think I am? You know what I'm done with? I'm done with last minute decisions. I'm also thoroughly done, and this is no joke, I've had it with nuns. I don't want to see another nun. I'm done with nuns. I'm done with plainclothes nuns. I'm done with nuns who wear the habits. I'm done with them. And if you ever noticed that there's only about 4 or 5 faces for nuns. Nuns only look like about 4 or 5 different things. There's like 5 different nun faces. And I'm done with nuns. I'm done with liberal women who are ugly on purpose. I'm done with liberal women who could be pretty, but they decide to make themselves ugly to say basically F it. F it, F you. I don't have to look pretty for anybody, including myself or my family. I'm ugly on purpose. I'm a liberal. I'm going to annoy you with my ugliness. I'm including myself in this because I say it way too often. To your point. I never heard the phrase, to your point, until about like 8 years ago. I heard it for the first time, and I've been using it like it's going out of style. And I've also noticed along the way, everybody else is using it too much. I'm done with to your point. I'm also done with saying frankly. My daughters pointed out I say it way too much. I'm done with frankly. The next time I say frankly, once again, Tony is on orders to come in here and slap me, to punch me right in the mouth. I'm done with AI customer service bots. I'm done with post office staff. If I encounter one more post office worker who just doesn't give an F, I'm done. I'm done with bad chicken. You can't buy a pack of chicken cutlets without at least one being the consistency of a wallet. I'm done with multiple doctor bills. How many bills do I get from one doctor's office? And I'm not saying late fees. I mean, one visit, I'm getting 9 bills. Blood work, x-rays, CAT scans. I'm getting a bill for sitting in the waiting room. I'm getting a bill for the tissues. I'm going to wrap up this list with this one. I'm done with talking about gluten-free. I'm done with talking about what kind of diet you're on. Don't tell me that you're gluten-free. Don't tell me that you're low-carb. And don't tell me that you're intermittent fasting. I don't want to hear how long it's been since your last meal. I don't care. All right. We got to do our last break. Take me to the last break, Henry Mancini and Bill. It's another side of midnight with TJ. We shall return for the final few moments for a Sunday morning.
It's another side of midnight. It's another side of midnight.
Political humorist TJ McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk Studios,
here's TJ McCormack.
Monday, so good to me. Monday morning, it was all I hoped it would be.
La 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 la. Yes. Guarantee that Monday evening. Yes. Good morning, gang. We are happily and satisfactorily, we are in the weekend. We are on a Sunday here now, a week before Super Bowl Sunday. Ooh, we'll be on the air next week going into Super Bowl Sunday. That'll be interesting. Who the hell is it? The Patriots and the Seahawks? Patriots, Pats, and the Seahawks. I got to root for the Seahawks. Who gives it? I don't care about this Super Bowl. I'm not rooting for the Patriots. That's for sure. I guess I'll root for the Seahawks. I don't know. They have cute uniforms, I guess. I don't know. 1-800-848. I'm not giving out the number. Okay, we got Mike in South Carolina. Going to go to Mike. And then Eddie in Babylon. Let's go to Mike in Carolina. Good morning on line 4. How are you, my friend?
Buongiorno, paisan.
Hey. Hi, buddy.
Good. I got to give a shout out to Pete from Staten Island.
Oh, good.
Because we heard each other many times on the radio.
Yes.
Last year when I drove up to New York, Long Island, I stopped at Staten Island, and what a blast, man! What a blast!
You guys know each other in person?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we heard each other many times, and then I decided to give him a buzz and say, "Hey, Pete, I'm hungry, so I'll meet you at your place in Staten Island." You know, two Italians eating like the Gavone.
Oh my God! Wait, did you go to his house?
Yeah.
Oh my
He
gosh!
invited me over.
What did he make? Yeah. What did his wife make?
We just had pizza and some other things. Yeah.
All right.
But we went to that stadium, that minor league stadium John Catsimatidis owns.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to tell you, you keep doing what you're doing, and we hope to keep you around for a long time. And my friend, yesterday, Greg, who lost his daughter, she got caught up in a wrong group of people with fentanyl and crack and whatnot.
Yes. How is he doing?
He's doing good. I'm going to touch base with him later just to say hello.
Yeah.
And I did tell him about your show. You got to tune in to TJ's show, But all right, we got about 3 inches down here with the snow, and it's the wind is blowing. So
sounds like my wedding night. Go ahead. What?
That's a rim shot. Yeah, that's a definite rim shot. All right.
Thank you, Mike. Listen, stay well. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next weekend. There goes.
DJ. All the best.
God bless, Pally. Tell your buddy I said hang in there. Please do. Thanks. It is just a few minutes before we say goodbye. And going to be an interesting week, by the way, because before we talk to Eddie to close out the show, we didn't really talk about it because we're going to be talking about it forever and ever and ever. Those Epstein files, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And I'll tell you what, over the last few hours, as those news stories broke and they cascaded everything that came out, Bannon, Trump, all these interviews and allegations. There were incidents and allegations. I can't help but think like those spy movies, the guys who were double crossing, the double agents, the deep state. And you start wondering what, as you read further and further into these files and into these allegations and into these incidents and accidents, hints and allegations, that's the line. You start wondering who or what are we supposed to believe? Because now what we've been hearing a whole lot, I'm going to click on to Eddie, and good morning, Eddie. What we've been hearing on and on and on recently is that Epstein was an agent of the Mossad. He was an agent of the KGB. And now we're hearing miraculously, it was both. He was controlled by and funded by the KGB, right, Eddie? And the Mossad.
Santa Claus.
Dude, buddy, I tell you, Eddie, I'm wondering, who the hell do we believe? Good morning, and thank you for closing out the show, Eddie from Babylon. Good morning.
I love closing out your show. My friend Joe Piscopo calls me Babylon Eddie.
Hey!
And he does. Sundays with Sinatra. But I got to tell you, the guy with the cat, I was going to tell you, I was petting my Rottweiler before I got on the show. The guy petting his cat. That was a Johnny Carson show. I forget who was on. And she had a cat on her lap, and he said,
"Oh God!"
He said, "Would you like to pat my cat?" He said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love to pet your pussy.
Yeah, exactly. The cat. Yeah.
But you with the birthday present. I'm a February birthday, 19th.
Oh.
And with your wife with the slippers.
Yeah.
Don't wrap the slippers and the ring.
Right.
Put the ring in one of the slippers and wrap the slippers individually.
Yeah.
And have her put a foot in there and have a look at it. What the hell's this?
Right.
What is it? And one more thing about what kicks you into a great impression. I used to do Ed Sullivan when I was a kid.
Right.
Schwarzenegger in Pumping Iron said, "Franco, more 50-pound plates so I can say, DJ, get to the chopper. Do it. Get the ring. Get the slippers. Put the box inside. Listen to me now. And do it later."
It's not a tumor. Yes.
It's not a tumor.
I used to,
you all know.
Do you know how bad a comic I was? I'll close out the show with this, Eddie. from
Well, you're
Babylon.
pretty good.
No.
You're pretty good.
But you know,
give me
no.
respect, you know.
But you know, Eddie, to be a good comic, you have to first be a lousy comic. You have to be the worst comic in order to get good.
Is it
You have
that
to-
you don't?
you
is
have
it
to
that
bomb.
you don't have to care? Is
Well,
that
it's,
when
no.
you
You have to
when you don't
bomb.
care?
No, you have to get the bomb in order to learn how to be a good comic. So this is how bad I was. I used to do a quick Schwarzenegger impersonation. I would say, okay, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and as a fisherman, and I would say, it's not a tuna. It's not a tuna. It's a dolphin.
I'll be back.
Right. That's how bad I was. I got to jump, Eddie. But that's what I used to say. I used to go, it's not a tuna. It's a dolphin. Set it free. I was the worst comic.
I'll be back.
Yes, I will be back next Saturday here on Another Side of Midnight. Until then, I wish you all the luck in the world. God bless.
Listen to this podcast now
On the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Idea Gen Global Podcast with George Sifakis.
I'm George Sifakis. In a world overflowing with noise, there is one forum where the world's smartest voices connect, where visionaries sit at the same table as innovators, and great minds don't just talk, they act.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.